best piece of advice you have ever given?
Given? Well, you'd have to ask the people that. I'll tell you what I've received, because I'm big on getting advice at all stages from very smart people. I'd say two things. One is, find your passion and find a way to use it to do more for others than anybody else does. My original teacher, Jim Rohn, taught me, he said, Tony, if you really want to be wealthy and you understand why your father worked as hard as he did and didn't do well, you got to know you can make 10 times as much money in the same time, 100 times, 1,000,000 times, but only if you find a way to add that much more value. If you work at McDonald's, you're going to get $7 an hour, $8 an hour. If you're Tepper, who last year, hedge fund man, made $3.5 billion, well, that's totally unfair. It is unfair on the surface, but in a world where people are getting 33 basis points in the bank, here's a man who are 3% on a bond. He gave people 42%. What that does to change the life of those individuals or organizations is mind-boggling. So he was rewarded disproportionately because he added disproportionate value. So finding a way to add more value is number one. Number two was proximity is power. That if you want to get the job done, you must get in the environment of the best of the best. And that things will happen if you're just in the environment where you add enough value. So a multi-billionaire taught me this. He was asking me some questions I had, and he said, Tony, if you wanted to make a movie, it'd be easy. And this is before I made that silly movie, Shallow Hal. He said, you've been in like 25, 30 movies. I see a piece of you. And he said, I know why. Everybody in the entertainment business, you have so many clients, directors, producers, actors. And so they're around you and they want to include you in what they're doing. I'm not asking for it. He said, if you want to do a deal with IBM, you'd be screwed. Because you don't know anybody at IBM. You're not around anybody at IBM. It's possible, but it'd take a lot of work. He said, for the goals you have, you need to spend more time with investment bankers. I said, but I don't have a clear plan what I want to do yet. He goes, it doesn't matter. They want to be around you. Go take them to lunch, be around them. I did that for a couple of years where it seemingly produced no result, like other than nice friendships was wonderful, but no business result. And then one day, one of those relationships grew into a deal that made me $400 million, literally in a day. We took the company public. And it was like, I could work my entire lifetime to not make that happen. I had to be in proximity with the best. And so my own growth has been always challenging myself to be around people that play the game of life at a higher level, so that in order to stay on the court with them, you got to lift your game, you got to grow. And also being around them and adding value, then you find opportunity. Proximity is power.
All right. Well, you're around a lot of people. The competition around guys like that to add value is pretty steep.
Yes, it is.
So you wouldn't tell me before, or you wouldn't arrogate to yourself the best advice you've ever given. But what is it you do? How do you make sure that you add value and constantly add more value?
A, I'm always working on myself. I'm always looking for new tools, new strategies to get a result quicker, better, faster, more elegantly. But B is, I'm really good, because I've done this for a lifetime, 37 years now. Started when I was 2, I think. But 37 years of doing this, you could be an idiot if you're around as many people I've been around with as highest standards I have. You have to start to learn that there are patterns in people, patterns that make them succeed and patterns that make them fail. So what I do really well is I'm able to find out what drives this person, not some cookie cutter. And once I know what drives them, I can align their drives with what they want to accomplish, or I can find what the conflict is. I'm really in the breakthrough business. I help people find a way to break through from where they are to where they want to be fast. So I get the phone call when Serena Williams is burning down on national television and I need to be turned around now. And I'm able to do it, and so that makes my reputation grow. When the child is suicidal, or the adult, and knock on wood, if you have some somewhere here, haven't lost one out of the thousands I've done. We've made films, dozens of them. We train psychiatrists and psychologists around the world. I've trained 100,000 of them in techniques and showing people the intervention, they don't commit suicide, and here they are 5 years later, they're totally fine. So I'm really proud of that. Doesn't mean I won't eventually lose somebody, but I haven't. I've also had, the President of the United States, Bill Clinton, call me and say, they're going to impeach me in the morning. What should I do? And my first response is, could you call me sooner? It's like tomorrow morning. But because I've been put in those environments, I've learned very quickly how to get inside somebody's brain, figure out what limits them, break that through, and move them on so that they are no longer in their own way, or they're able to maximize their performance. And that's when people come to me. They come to me because they're hungry, either because that's their nature, they're the best in the world at what they do, and they're always looking for the edge, so they seek me out, or they have a problem. Something happens and they lost their mojo. They're going in a slump. The economics aren't going there, and I got to come in and help them turn it around right now, because I've been able to do that for so many high-level players for, more than 35 years. I pretty much the first person usually gets the call in most cases, not all, but many.
Скачай бесплатный подарок по ссылке в описании к этому видео.
Если вам понравилось это видео, ставьте лайк, делитесь этим видео с друзьями и обязательно подписывайтесь на этот канал, чтобы регулярно получать лучшие переводы Энтони Роббинса на русском языке. Живите в полную силу, живите со страстью.